Hey everybody, this is Greg-Petix, founder, curator, docent, and gift shop employee of the Petixonian Institute of Comic Book Studies. Today we're going to be looking at Playboy's Kliban and Playboy's new Kliban. These feature the Playboy cartoons of B. Kliban, one of the funniest cartoonists who has ever lived. My brother bought these some of his paperbacks back in the 70s after his cat cartoon book blew up. You probably know B. Kliban from his cat cartoons. They were on beach towels, they were on coffee mugs, they were on pillowcases. One of the biggest merchandising things of the mid to late 70s. But before that, he started doing cartoons for Playboy in 1962. And this is some beautiful stuff. Beautiful art and hilarious subject matter. Crack this open. I think this was published in 78 after he had gotten popular from his cat cartoons. And a lot of these are very, typical kind of Playboy ones, just a little saucy, like it's 3 a.m. and you've got pollen all over you. But then a lot of them show B. Kliban's absurdist humor. We can never work it out, Howard. I'm a highly conscious, liberated person. And anyhow, I hate your wee-wee. Really nice art. It was a really, really good colors. Just beautiful cartoon. He's like one of those cartoonists who just draws funny. Have you ever had the feeling you were about to be raped by a walrus? And this walrus is stalking them? Here we have a little sequentiality. Since when do we use the red thread on a green monster? He has this Know Your Bible sequence. All these really dumb puns. Noah and the Art. Expulsion from the Garment. Salmon and Delilah. The Sherman on the Mound. This is bizarre. Jacob wrestling the angle. Moses brings down the 10 condiments. Yeah, really rich, nice painted colors. My wife, my liquor, my best friend, my baseball glove. That's pillage? A chicken is pillage? This crappy Viking. This woman's fucking a giant fish. The jig's up, sister. I'm Fletcher of the Bureau of Fisheries and Hatcheries. Christianity? I thought you said to teach them choreography. This missionary's got all the natives in a kick line. Oh, I love this guy. Little tribute to Vincent van Gogh. He even paints it in Vincent van Gogh style. He's giving this woman his ear that he chopped off. Oh, Vincent, you shouldn't have. I like this one. This guy's just gabbing on and on. This woman's totally taking off her clothes. She's ready. But he's so into his gabbing, she just puts her clothes back on. And then he makes this pass at her, and she says, "Not tonight, Howard. I have a headache." I spent 27 years making monsters, and what does it get me? A room full of monsters. This sad mad scientist with all these ridiculous monsters around him. These aren't nearly as bizarre as his comics that he did, for other publications, because, Playboy had that mandate. They always had to have some kind of sexual connotation for the most part. Like things like this, kind of a typical Playboy cartoon. I know, let's wreak vengeance on the forces of evil. We have all these famous heroes: Black Hawk, Sheena, Wonder Woman, Robin, Captain Marvel. Nice stuff. This guy comes home to see this crazy shit, and she's just saying, so? You're the high priest, are they angry or what? And the volcano spewing bubbles instead of lava. Yeah, Kliban was partners with M.K. Brown, the great cartoonist, who was in the National Lampoon all the time. I would just love to have been a fly in the wall when those two were together. I can just imagine what came out of their mouths, because they both have a very quirky sense of humor. These two cops. I smoked pot once. It made me want to rape and kill. This king is having this amazing orgiastic feast. And he tells one of the wenches, put on some clothes, run down to the corner and bring me back a corned beef on rye. That's very nice of you, nurse, but I'd rather have the forceps. This looks like a really early one. This doesn't even look like Kliban to me. Oh, hi, dear. I just swapped you for some magic beans. And then here we see one of the first appearances of his cat cartoons. So that's the first one. And now we got Playboy's new Kliban. Welcome to Cliche Island. Have a nice day. And it has all the cliches that are in gag cartoons. Desert Island, one of those St. Bernards with a little casket of booze around his neck, a magic genie offering 3 wishes, cannibal stirring a guy in a pot. Greetings, Earthmen. We're emissaries from a 5th-rate civilization. These goofy aliens with their crappy spaceship is landing on Earth. This one came out in 1980. They could probably make 10 of these. I mean, he contributed cartoons to them almost every month for years and years. Hey, wait a minute. We're both women. Please don't stop. I love a good tune on the kazoo. These guys are at a hippie restaurant. That's not dirt in your soup. It's earth. Get a load of who's walking around semi-erect. I'm not a little boy. I'm a very horny midget. This your beaver lady? The beaver's gnawing on his peg leg. Oh, so silly. I love this drawing. All I sell is cheeseburgers, but I sell a lot of cheeseburgers. It's just hamburger stand out in the middle of nowhere. I would totally go to that restaurant every day. Please don't kiss me. I have a wife and children, and they're all frogs. I'm terribly sorry. I thought I was undressing you mentally. Hello there, you were asleep, so I took the liberty of screwing you. Oh man, it's nasty humor, but it's all a joke. It's all just lines on paper. It might not be a good neighborhood, but it's an honest neighborhood. And this neighborhood's just like whorehouse, dope, smut. Prostitutes just have signs offering their wares. This drag queen has "in drag" on her back, so people know. This woman's cheating on her husband by eating. They're very fat. And he comes home and finds his wife eating a lot of food with a guy in bed. I can laugh at that because I'm a fat person, so I'm allowed. This Chinese communist buying a star. Do you have something in red? This is more like a typical Playboy. Gosh, Jimmy, I'd like to thank you for a really fun evening and a terrific movie and the great head you gave me during the cartoon. Excuse me. These Satanists are about to sacrifice this woman, and he's like, all right, who slipped me the rubber knife? And everyone's giggling. Even the sacrifice is giggling. Oh, God, that's funny. What the hell, kid? Let's call it a day. The little match girl type is selling contraceptives. Your young fellow, Gina, is he Italian? This old Martian-looking guy. This guy's on the rack. Again, you have to pee? I like this. All these guys are lined up to fuck this woman in a doorway. And this old lady's just going, in my day, nice girls didn't do that. That's what I mean, Mike. This might not even be funny. It's just the way he draws that old lady saying it. Just cracks me up. He just has a funny way of drawing people. There's one of his cats that would make his fortune. These two Eskimos with a snowball. When you turn the little ball upside down, it snows. This guy wakes up to his wife standing on his balls. I couldn't sleep, she says. You can't sue me for malpractice. I'm not even a real doctor. I love the colors on that one. It's pretty amazing. Oh, man. We take our tutus seriously around here, stranger. All these cowboys in tutus. And this guy can't help but giggle. One of Santa's reindeers whispering to Santa, Blitzen is Jewish. If you don't like my coffee, how do you like this, fascist pig? She's Cesar locking him. These country bumpkin guys are... I remember when crime was confined to the cities, and this woman's being assaulted by a giant flower. Oh, I love this crazy, whatever kind of sex act they're devising. It's just so... I have no idea what the hell's going on here, what they're planning on doing. He's going to drop a water balloon on her butt. She's got roller skates on her hands. This guy's in the park feeding, instead of pigeons, all these women. And he tells the guy next to him, "It's my special blend." It's nice to see a return to old-time religion. And the church sign says, "Pay or die." I never use a feminine hygiene deodorant. Once a year, I put in a quart of antifreeze. This woman comes home to find her lover in the lap of this guy, her lady lover, and she says, "And you call yourself a lesbian?" This also looks like an early cartoon. It's a very different style. So silly, some of these. This woman's at the zoo and the elephant is blowing her skirt up and the bear's taking a picture. This woman puts these flowers in water and the water becomes rainbow colored and all the flowers are leached, the colors leached out of them. I like these Eskimos. They're picking popsicles for sale. This brilliant guy in the middle of an orgy, he's like, "Hey, I know, let's split into couples and go to separate rooms." Rape, rape. No, silly, it's strawberry. And this guy's putting jam on her thigh. So fucking silly. I really love these color cartoons. I never saw these growing up. I just saw his black and white stuff. And there you go. About probably 10, 15 years of Kliban distilled into 2 books. I think that's all they had was these 2. I wish they would make a nice omnibus collection of all of Kliban's cartoons. I know so many people who still love this guy. Every time since I was a teenager, I would loan my books or show people my Kliban books. Almost every single friend I've had cracks up and falls in love with them. So I hope you enjoyed it. I know my telling the gags probably wasn't nearly as funny as reading them. I don't have very good comic delivery, but I hope you got an idea of Kliban's silly sense of humor. So that's it. Hope to see you next time at the Petixonian Institute of Comic Book Studies.